Pokemon. A world, a culture, an adventure beloved by all. Some people who especially cling to it are part of the rainbow community, including me. The Pokemon that people normally goon over, we celebrate as icons. The Pokemon we see ourselves in, we ride and die for. And sometimes we just want new eye candy from the gym leader. God, give me Milo! Well, I thought to myself one day, man, I could really go for some Jack in the Box tacos right now. Oh, and I should probably challenge myself, putting the Pokemon that give charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to the test. But with a Nuzlocke. So, with some research, some lists made, and having about a 12% success rate, and also changing my format pretty early on, I present to you my Pokemon Nuzlocke. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's gonna get us demonetized? Oh, well, okay, hold on. How about this? My Pokemon Nuzlocke. For those that don't know what a Pokemon Nuzlocke is, let me explain. Essentially, it's where you run through a Pokemon game with some self-set rules in place. 1. You can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter on every new route. 2. You have to nickname every Pokemon you catch so you grow more attached to it. And 3. If a Pokemon faints, it's dead. In theory, this means you can in fact lose a Pokemon game. And there's more variants like Hardcore Nuzlockes, where you're not allowed to use stat items or healing items, etc, etc. But for this run, we are just using the base rules. For this Nuzlocke, I'm running it on Pokemon Scarlet.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
And now you may be wondering, how are you going to be able to adhere to the first rule if it's open world and it doesn't have any specific route? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I have a plan. The world is in fact sectioned off, just like a cookie aisle. When I enter these different sections, I'm allowed to get a different Pokemon. And I also decided, since there isn't any grass for me to walk into and get a random Pokemon, I made a wheel that I promptly threw out after about 20 minutes. I realized how flawed it was. Some Pokemon on the list start out at level 50 in the wild. And listen, I'm running these rules on a yes and improv basis. So my actual made-up rules are I get one random raid encounter per section area. But now, that leaves one final component, our starters. These 3 right here, they're great. Don't get me wrong. But I think we can go bigger and better. I wanted to keep the same dual typing with the final evolution, but I wanted to give bigger drag vibes to it. And there's only one starter that fits that bill. Hisuian Cyndaquil. Now, with everything set and my fate in the hands of Arceus himself, we are set and ready to go. We wake up excited and ready to go. We say hi to Mom, strangely the principal, and our rival, Charlie D'Amelio. After choosing the fire starter, winning our battle, and getting to the first town, I effectively give him the chop.
Rotten hell, thanks a lot!
And we get our real starter, Candy. And since it's our first area, we get our first wild Pokemon encounter. We end up rolling and stumbling upon our first Pokemon, Peppermint, the Pachirisu. And then effectively, as a little handicap, I want to bring in one of my favorite Pokemon, Milcreamy, which we effectively name Seam. Like the inside of clothing. With our 3 Pokemon set, we get ready to attend our first day of school. But first, Charlie D'Amelio wants to fight us. With a few embers, we wipe her team and head in to get some new clothes. And I'm already seeing someone being inducted into a gang. Guys, seriously? We promptly kick their asses, and I spam A until we're finally able to play the game again. I'll be honest, this beginning is so long and painful for me to get through, I do not see the appeal. We did not need this. We start by heading to the gym leader that has crushed most of my normal Nuzlockes on Scarlet. The bug-type gym leader, Katie. Her tldrSoma has swept multiple of my teams in the past. So I decided to avoid her and, try to visit every Pokemon Center. That way flying around and travel will be easier. It's not like I'm procrastinating or anything. I get some more new clothes, and I battle a few more trainers along the way. We get a Charcadet named Jimbo. Candy evolves into Quilava, and eventually we get back into Cortando to take on Katie. We get in, and I make quick work of her Nimble and her Tarantula, and then all that's left is the devil of a teddy bear. She sends out her tldrSoma, but I already know what's to come. She terastallizes her little bear into a bug type right away, and we stand strong with our fire type Terraform. We use Fire Blast, and it's a one-shot KO! Oh, I can breathe a sigh of relief now that my run ender has moved beyond me. And I relish in my first gym badge. But there's no time to sit around. I have steps on my Apple Watch to get to. So I hike up my boots and run over to Artisan to take on the grass-type gym leader. Along our way, we get a Gothita in a raid and we name her Dawn. I eventually arrive and head right to the gym test where we hunt and find a bunch of Symflora. Said no one ever willingly. We complete the challenge and face off against the eccentric artist that is Brassius. Nothing could have prepared me for his onslaught of...
I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh! Well, that was easy. On our way out from completely whooping Brassius's ass and getting our second gym badge, we get a new raid encounter, which we find a Surskit that we call Astides. Castellina Astides.
Where am I? You're dead!
Now it's time to head over to meet a fan favorite, the electrified Iono. And speaking of fans, a fan was so gracious enough to help me get a ribbon for our, and I'm gonna say it, Milcreamy.
Milcery.
Sumi. We quickly evolve Astides and grab a Impidimp and do a twirl. Give a twirl! To get my absolute favorite Pokemon, Alcremie. Alcremie? Y'all can sue me, I don't care! Now here's where my 3 brain cells actually started working. There is one move that Alcremie has that puts me at an advantage. Drain Kiss. This move normally only heals for about 70% of the damage dealt, but with the big root, it heals for 97. With our team all set, we prepare to play Where's Waldo, and I thought that was gonna do so much more to me. Okay, we're fine. Now that that's out of the way, we're ready to shut this streamer down. Twitch.tv/tldrSoma. We lead in with Alcremie and charm Iono's Waltroll with Attract. With that, we take advantage of the free turns and little damage to calm mind our way to a store-powered sweep. Well, what? That was about it. We swept her. 3rd badge acquired and 0 deaths. It's looking great so far. Let's keep it that way. We made our way to the desert to grind up a little bit and found our next Pokemon. We end up finding a dragon Terra type named Bounce Sweeps that we named Naomi, and we give her the that she deserves. We duck walk our way over to the next city to absolutely cook the water gym leader Kofu. We end up finding him, and he ends up making us go into a bidding war for him, which I absolutely dominate. We meet back in town and prepare to serve this chef on a silver platter. We lead in with Peppermint and Terrestrialize straight out the gate to get that boosted Nuzzle. We then set up with Electric Terrain to get that added boost, and after almost dying, we knock his Velusa out. 1 down, 2 to go. Here is where I start to sweat a little bit, because Kofu's Trio knows Mud Slap, which could really hurt my use of Peppermint, who I'm leaning on as my main killer in this gym. I just have to hope and pray to Arceus that I outspeed his Wugtree. Oh! Well, he chose death. I know Peppermint has been rocking it, but I wanted to give Naomi a little bit of a spotlight. So I switch her in, and after a 2-for-1 special, we get our 4th gym badge, the Water Gym Badge. Speaking of water, I'm a bit thirsty. And you know what can fix that? Gamer subs. While I'm knocking these gyms out, I'm also editing this video, going to college, I'm working, I'm also streaming, I'm making graphics, and oh my god, how do I have a life? The one thing that gets me through it all though is Gamer Subs, a energy drink company that I trust to be a healthier alternative to normal energy drinks. I've been obsessed with this flavor called Incel Tears. I tried it and it's basically peaches and cream. Not only does each tub come with 100 servings, it has antioxidants, it's diabetic friendly, keto friendly, and sugar free. They also have amazing merch, tons of flavors, and some of the best cup of noodles that I think I've ever had. So go to gamersubs.gg and use promo code SOMA, that's S-O-M-A, at checkout to get 10% off your order. Or use the link down in the description below. And with that being said, let's get back to the run. After this, I low-key got a little power hungry. We evolved Dawn, Jimbo, and Cider, and finally, we have the queen we deserve. We love that we've been waiting for our very own Hisuian Typhlosion. Now wait a minute. So, yeah. Apparently, you have to evolve it in Legends Arceus for evolve into Hisuian Typhlosion. Good to know. Now that I feel thoroughly stupid, we mosey on over to Medali while grabbing a Ralts named Marsha and a Jigglypuff named Utica. When we get there, we go on a treasure hunt for a recipe of perfection. And then, we're ready to take on the next gym leader. The normal type gym leader, Relatable Larry. We start out by fire blasting Larry's Kamala and knocking them out. But due to him yawning, Candy falls asleep. Now, I am faced with 2 decisions. Try to take down the Dunsparce with Candy and hope I get the 1 in 3 chance to wake up, or I switch them out. I make the decision to play it safe and I end up switching out Candy for Peppermint and landing a Nuzzle-induced paralysis. Then, it was Naomi's time to shine. After dousing her in tea tree oil a few times, I take the Dunsparce out. With Larry's ace being Staraptor, I have to save the legs of the team. And so, I get her out of there. After a while, and a couple of close calls, we end up winning the match. Now, with our stomachs full and our 5th gym badge, Must have been the wind. We climb the snowy peaks to find a Gumi named Sasha and Fomantis named Trixie to join us on our journey to Montenerva City, where my personal favorite gym is. Right before we go to hype up the local crowd before the main event, we evolve Cider and Dawn. Since this is a ghost gym, I knew Dawn couldn't come with us. So I decided to bring Sasha in, just in case we needed death fodder. And we get ready to appease the masses. As we hit the stage, and one of the best soundtracks in the game plays, we throw out Cider and Candy to take care of this kid Shuppet and Graveyard. Up next, we get this girl with her Haunter, that went down pretty easy. But her Mischievous had a couple words to say before saying hello to the great beyond. Our final obstacle before the gym leader is Charlie Moist Critical himself.
This is the body wave.
With his Drift Blim and Sableye combo that I took down in 2 turns. Anyways, now it's time for the main event. We face the legendary, the iconic, the Rhyme herself. As we lead in with our usual, she starts off with Bayonet and Mimikyu. We trigger Mimikyu's disguise and one-shot the Bayonet. Rhyme then sends out Houndstone, and as Mimikyu tanks another flamethrower, Houndstone hits Cider pretty hard with a Play Rough. Cider fires back with a Dark Pulse, and I know I need to switch Cider out. I'm hoping to read that Houndstone goes for another Play Rough, so I swap Seaman. My read ends up being correct, and a little too well at that. Both of them target Seam for big damage, and after rubbing a little hydrogen peroxide on her, we're back and ready to go. We fire at Houndstone, and we're halfway to wrapping this battle up. With Toxtricity out, we both terrestrialize our aces, and I hope for the best. I pray for Candy to hit her Fire Blast, and we hit it! Yet again! And a one-shot KO at that. With Mimikyu immobilized by love, Candy ends it with a File Ember, winning the battle and our 6th gym badge. As I taste the end being near, I hop, skip, and jump my way over to Alfrenada to take on the Psychic Gym. And God damn! Anyways, I sign up for some well-needed yoga to keep my circadian rhythm in line. And now the death bell wants to toll. We lose our legs of the team. This really hit me hard. Not just because I'm a big Naomi stan,
Manila.
but she was a highly valued member of the team. I came to love her, and now she's 6 feet under. Luckily, fortune smiles upon us and blesses us with a Poltergeist that we name Willow Pill. With a newfound fire, I add S-Titties to the team and replace Sasha with Dawn. We take a deep breath and wait for Tulip to get her lopsided lashes over here. And when she finally shows up, it's time to go. We throw out S-Titties as she leads in with her Farigiraf. We use Soak to make them a water type and Giga Drain that palindrome-ass giraffe to death. Next up is Gardevoir. And we start running the same strat. Soak, Heal, Giga Drain, Death. Even though I'm genuinely impressed by this masquerade named S-Titties of all things. Rise and shine, baby.
It's Dawn.
Ooh.
Espathra is up next. And as we tear to Bug, we decide to combo with a Trick Room and Terra Blast to take Espathra down, sealing its fate. Next up is Tulip's ace, Florges. Right out the gate, she terrestrializes to Psychic. And because of Dawn's Trick Room, we move first and get a low roll Terra Blast in. After a couple heals, we try to set up a light screen. And then... That's right, I forgot about Dawn's ability. And as Moonblast hits us and tries to lower our special attack, we gain it back tenfold. And because of that, we wipe her out with one final Terra Blast, giving this bitch a new makeover. Oh, don't you dare give me that look, cause I will fight you for real, bitch. With one death under our belt, we ski on over to Grucia and evolve both Marcia and Utica into Gallade and Wigglytuff. Marcia, we bring in as our fighting twink. And Utica, well, Utica's just here for death fodder. Love you, girl! We lead in with Candy and Terrestrialize Flamethrower their Frostmoth out of commission. As Grucia throws out his tank, we throw in Utica to counter and get some chip damage in. And, you know, die. R.I.P. yada yada yada. You will be missed. Candy comes in and takes his Beartic and... yeah, that, however you pronounce that. And I get nervous. So, I send Jimbo out for his ace. I brought Jimbo in essentially to be our fire alternate, kind of like death fodder as well. And shockingly, we burn, incinerate, heal, and conquer. The real challenge now comes. We evolve Trixie, and we get ready to take on the Elite Four. Hello everyone, we are back and we're about to take on the Elite Four along with the champion to see if we can end off this Nuzlocke. Let's go ahead and check our drag house and our team for this challenge. To start out, we have Trixie the Lurantis. We have Marcia the Gallade. We have Seam the Alchemy. We have Peppermint the Pachirisu. We have Jimbo the Armor Rouge. And Candy the Typhlosion. Really don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna see. We go into the building and take a quiz that I totally ended up acing the first try. I know, right? Don't check the VOD. And so approaches our first opponent, Rika, wielding her ground types. As she leads in with her Whiscash, Trixie comes in and absolutely cooks this oversized catfish. We lead in with Marcia to take out her Camerupt, and we end up falling asleep in the process. Trixie comes in and just sweeps with their Leaf Blades. Next up is Poppy, the Nepo baby, with her Steel types. Jimbo and Candy take out the entire team with a cameo of Marcia to combat Bronzong's heat-proof ability. Next up is Larry, Part 2, Electric Avenue, Flying type edition. We lead in with Peppermint getting a good hit in, but barely surviving due to a tanky solar beam. We switch Candy in to take another one as we heal Peppermint. We burn trophies to death, and then right after that, we bring Peppermint back out to terrestrialize Nuzzle and thunder our way through their Staraptor and Altaria. When Oricorio comes out, we switch back into Candy to burn our way right through them. Then, back again to Peppermint to use the same Nuzzle and Thunder strategy for their Ace Flamigo. Here, we are at the final Elite Four member, the Dragon Commander, Hassel. We lead in with Seam terrestrializing with our Big Root Dragon Kiss and almost insta-killing their Noivern. After avoiding his Super Feign and stealing the last bit of HP, we switch to Peppermint to Nuzzle Thunder our way through their Dialga. With the poison threat out of the way, we throw Seam out to Calm Mind Dragon Kiss through Flapple. We get knocked down low by Haxorus and switch to Candy in to get chip damage in with the Rock Helmet as we heal. Eventually, we get Seam back in and finish Haxorus off with a single Dragon Kiss. Now, we're on to the final Pokemon. The obstacle between us and the champion. Baxcalibur. To counter, we send Jimbo out as a sacrifice so we can get some healing in. Seam puckers up and drain kisses Baxcalibur to death, finishing the job once and for all. With Jimbo gone, it's time for our local drag king, Landon Cider, to join the party yet again for one final fight. As we reach the roof, we see the arena. We smell the air, we feel the sun, and we see the terrible hairstyle in front of us. And it begins. We lead in with Cider, knocking Gita's Espathra down to half health before succumbing to a hard-hitting Dazzling Gleam ourselves. We send Seam out to Drainkiss Espathra down the rest of the way and switch back to Marcia for a one-hit KO low sweeping kick on King Gambit. Candy comes in, setting her Go-Go ablaze. Then Marcia comes back out for an encore, quickly turning her Avalugg into ice cubes. As Veluza comes out, Peppermint nuzzles and thunders their way right through its currents. And as Glamora comes out and terastallizes, I realize we may have to sacrifice Peppermint. One of the first Pokemon we ever caught. One of our longest and strongest members. With a heavy heart, I click Nuzzle, and we say goodbye to Peppermint as we're buried down by a super effective Earth power. We hold on to faith though, as we throw Trixie out and terastallize to a ghost type to avoid any poison moves that may come our way. I close my eyes, hoping for our own pink creature named Trixie Mattel to pull through and give us the win. I click Leaf Blade, and oh no, it wasn't enough. And now I have to hope that Marcia can come in for the clutch. Are you kidding me? From beyond the grave, Peppermint, being the icon she is, came through with that paralysis. With this advantage yet again, we predicted Gita's Terra Blast, dropping us down to a fitting 69 health. And as we go in for another Leaf Blade, we win. Through all of the heartbreak, all the sacrifices, sweat, tears, we beat Pokemon Scarlet with our Drag House. We may have lost some good queens, like Naomi, Utica, Peppermint, Jimbo, along with our head drag king Landon Cider. Our drag house still stands strong though, with Candy, Seam, Marcia, Trixie, Dawn, and Estides. Oh, and Willow Pill, ending this drag lock. I guess the only question that remains is, what adventures are next for House Soma? If you all like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get in on the action, go follow me over at twitch.tv/tldrSoma as I do these live over there. And tell me what Pokemon game I should Nuzlocke or Draglock next.